I've already been at uni for a few weeks now, so I've kind of figured out what works for me. But spoiler, it's not always that strict or aesthetic every day. I don't always prep the morning of my lectures. Sometimes I do it the night before, sometimes I do it a couple of days before, and honestly, sometimes I do it a week before like I'm showing you today. Regardless of what day it is, I usually get up at around 7 a.m, take my dog on a walk, and then get ready to get to wherever I need to go. So it's currently 8:30 a.m. I woke up at 7 this morning because I decided I want to go to a cafe to study. I'm on reading week right now, so a little bit of change of setting would be nice. I've already done my makeup and I'm in the process of doing my hair. Just need to change my clothes, undo the rollers. So I'm gonna go into my high street and study, and I'll show you my pre-routine and what I do before every lecture. So I'm reaching Starbucks because they don't have a Bex over here. Bex has some of the best hot chocolate, but unfortunately I'm not around my uni today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sit in Starbucks and I'm going to start my pre-lecture routine, which consists of making notes, reading notes for my lecture, and writing down any extra information that I need before. I've learned pretty quickly that pre-lecture prep makes such a difference. If I go in completely blind, I'm just confused for 2 hours. But even spending 20 minutes to an hour skimming the material beforehand and writing down notes helps me so much. So that's kind of become part of my routine. So what I like to do is I like to put my source into Notebook LM and then tell it to make detailed notes but not too long so that I can read them through and write them down. But what I will do is I will go over the main source that was given to me again to make sure that there are no mistakes, because Notebook LM is an AI tool, but I feel like it's more trusted than ChatGPT, especially because ChatGPT sometimes makes up stuff. So yeah. Shout out to Harshi showing me Notebook LM. And the first case I'm reading is on Powell and equality, on adverse possession and responsibility. I usually look at the lecture slides and make notes of them too, but obviously since this was a week before, the lecture slides hadn't been released yet. I also make notes out of the required readings from the textbook too, but I didn't have the textbook with me, so I'm gonna go home and do that. For cases, I usually make a table out of what Notebook LM suggests for me, and it's usually quite simple, general facts about the case, issues, and what decision the court came to. I always try to get there a little bit early so I'm not stress sprinting through campus, which I've definitely done before. It's raining. I've got class right now. I've got a property law lecture. I've got a contract law lecture in the evening. So full day. Let's go. Yeah. Do you have a? Yeah. My life is please guys, why do they think this place so hot? Say hi, don't be shy. During the lecture, I only take very rough notes. I used to try to write everything down and it just fried my brain. So now I just try to capture lecture structure, key points and cases, and pay more attention rather than trying to transcribe. Take this part of the video as it's okay to not pay full attention always. It's okay to feel burnt out a bit and mess around, as long as you catch up at home. After the lecture, I grabbed myself a boba, but the line was insanely long. But I got it anyway, and it was really good. Once I'm home, I do a little debrief. I retype messy notes and add any missing context while it's still fresh from my textbook. If there were any cases mentioned that I didn't understand, I look them up quickly, even an overview helps, and try to understand it in my own way. The next day right now because I got home yesterday at 7 p.m. and I couldn't be asked to do anything.
but I'll be showing you what would be my post-lecture routine. Yesterday I had a property law lecture. You saw me doing the notes before the lecture for that. Now I'm going to show you what I did after the lecture, which mainly consists of just adding onto my notes from the textbook. Look over my lecture notes and what I took down during the lecture, add on to it from the textbook, and then I might apply for a few insight days again. So yeah, let's get to it.
This is my lecture document from property law. We covered adverse possession. During the lecture, I focused on getting the key points down, like how it needs both factual possession and intention to possess. The pink highlights are notes I added later at home in my post-lecture routine, mostly extra definitions and case examples like Pye and Graham and Powell and McFarlane. Doing this after lectures really helps everything make sense. It's when I slow down and actually understand what I wrote in class, and it just makes the whole learning process so much easier. So yeah, this is usually what my post-lecture routine looks like, adding context, filling in cases, making my notes something I can actually revise from later. So that's my current pre- and post-lecture routine. It's simple and it's still evolving. If you're struggling to find a structure, don't stress, it takes time. Do what works for you. If you enjoyed this, let me know, and follow me on Instagram for more first year law content. See you soon!